Hey, it's Dark 11 with another LEGO mech model. This one is the Amdusias Skell from Xenoblade Chronicles X. Last week I showed my Formula Skell model. If you want to see that, I'll have it linked up in the top right corner of the video at the end of the video. So this one uses the same frame as the Formula, but with a whole lot more weapons and armor on it. So for this one, I'm going to be showing the 3D view like I did last time. Then I'm going to take everything off of it and show the parts individually before putting them back on, and then doing the close-up. So like the Formula, this one also takes some inspirations from other Skells and some mobile suits from Gundam. Mainly the shoulders are taken from the Inferno instead of the Amdusias, and the head is a bit more based on the Infernos. That was mainly because they were easier to build than the Amdusias style head and shoulders. Though I also just really like the look of them anyway, so worked out. And then the color scheme is based off of the Gustav Karl from Gundam, and the general loadout of it is based a bit around the Kshatriya from Gundam, especially mainly these, the beam shield weapons from Xenoblade X. That's what they're meant to be, but they're also meant to resemble the Kshatriya's wings in the way that I put them on. Also made them functional so that they can tilt up like this to look like they're firing, the way they do in the game. So this one's a very chunky boy. So here it is with most of the armor and weapons taken off. You can see a bit of the frame in there. The frame is relatively simple. This one has different feet than the Formula did, though. Got some pieces in the legs there for stabilizing it. Here we have the leg armor. I have treads on it, but it's not actually functionally transformable so they could roll on them. It's just kind of there for the aesthetic, because making it transformable would have been even more complicated than just getting this to work in the first place. The shoulder armor. So here is just the base mech without all the extra equipment on it. This is what it would look like in-game if you removed all the weapons from the back and shoulders. The back armor I plan to replace eventually with more treads so it can look more accurate, but now I don't have the treads available to do that yet. A few things that are equipped on here that I didn't bother to take off. We've got an ether missile up here. Disc bombs! The single strongest sidearm weapon in Xenoblade X. Some arm-mounted miniguns on both arms. Standard beam saber. And some grenade racks on the back armor. So I'll give the close-up before putting the rest of the stuff on. The chest armor is actually a separate built piece that's connected onto the frame. And now for the rest of the weapons. First we have the backpack. All 4 weapons that are on the backpack can be taken off, but I didn't bother taking them off, because it would have been a little hard to put them back on after putting the backpack back on separately. So we've got thermal missiles, grenade cannons. I forget the full name of the weapon in the game that these are based off of, the grenade cannons. It's just grenade something, and then the rest is a bunch of model number stuff that I don't remember. And then this one's a railgun. Then also on the backpack we have the wing thrusters. I didn't put wings on this one though, since it's, well, there just really wasn't too much room for it. And because I have the beam shield weapons on the sides, so there was no place to actually put wings, and I just kind of substituted those for the wings. These are some simple missile pods based on the thermal M missiles from Xenoblade X. Generic rifle. Didn't really put much thought into making this one. Then we have the beam shield wings, which I think, as I mentioned before, are based off of the Kshatriya from Gundam. They're kind of the way I made them, they're a mix of the actual weapon from the game and the style of wings that the Kshatriya has. Because the actual weapon in the game has, I believe, 5 points on it instead of just 2. And these can come up to fire. Put a bunch of cannons on the inside of them. So that's everything with my Amdusias Skell model. Again, if you want to see the Formula Skell model, that should be up in the top right corner by now. And see you next time. Oh, also, of course, if you watch the end, then comment Blossom Dance down below to let me know. So, see you next time. Again,